It's 2024. Another year has started and you still feel like you aren't living the life you deserve. But that ends today because I'm giving you guys 7 realistic tips to get ahead and change your life. Hi you guys! I have on these long nails today. I don't know how I'm gonna like them. I just put them on yesterday, but we're recording with the mic today, so this is adding to the ASMR mic feel. But I want to give you guys 7 realistic tips to get ahead and to actually change your life, because we're not going to let another year go by where we see people going out and achieving their goals and we are still in the same place we were a year ago. So this is a lifestyle change. This can't just be something you do for a week, a couple days, even just a month. These are the things that will help you start 2024 an inspired and motivated version of yourself. We're going to be doing this like a podcast style. If you guys know, I used to do podcasts but no one told me that you had to pay like a monthly subscription to have a podcast. I had no idea, and just at the time it didn't fit in the budget, but we shall see. You know, I have a big girl job now. I may be able to get the podcast up and running again, but today we're gonna pay homage to the Avaly Michelle Listen and Fail podcast era. If you actually want to go listen to those podcasts, it should still be up on Apple Music, so you can listen here. But yes, let's get into the tip. Tip number 1 is realizing who and what you want to be. This tip is very similar to the first tip I gave you in my How I Manifested My Vision Board video, because in order to actually change your life, you have to know what life you want to change. You can't just want something and not know what it is exactly that you want. So once you figure out who and what you want to be, do your best to surround yourself with that. Create a vision board, put it up on your wall so that you see it every single day to remind yourself what goals you're working towards. Surround yourself with people that resemble the life that you want. I'm the type of person that you want to be. Go to places that replicate your vision board, that replicate your Pinterest board. For example, I want to live a soft life where I have a good work-life balance, I'm healthy and fit while being adventurous. So when I imagine a version of myself with all these things, I see someone who has a good morning and night routine, eats intuitively, passionate about her career, loves resting and taking care of herself. So once you understand who you want to be, what that life looks like, you can start to surround yourself with where you should be putting yourself and who you should be surrounding yourself with, so that all of those qualities flow in naturally into your life. Love and commit to yourself the same way you would love and commit to someone else. Get to know yourself, take yourself out on dates, promise a future to yourself, and be kind to yourself, flaws and all. Tip number 2 is having a healthy lifestyle balance. Now, some of us can get a little carried away when it comes to our goals. I know personally for me, like doing the 75 hard challenge, waking up at 5 a.m. for a week straight, and just like throwing ourselves into the tedious, overly productive habits when our normal lives don't resemble that whatsoever. In order for anything to stick, to actually become an actual habit for yourself, it has to be natural to the lifestyle that you kind of already live. The way I kind of figured this out was by reading the book Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits helped me a lot when it came to being able to trick my brain into basically picking up whatever habit I wanted. Before I read Atomic Habits, literally I could not stick to any type of goal that I wanted for myself. But after I read the book, now starting habits is so easy for me. The mindset behind creating habits is so different now. Living a healthy lifestyle is so easy for me now. And in the book, it introduced the idea of habit stacking, which is attaching new habits to habits you already do so that it's a lot easier to accomplish, so that it can easily flow into your current routine. So for example, if you want to listen to podcasts more, try listening to them on your way to work. New habit, current habit. You attach the new habit to a current habit so that doing the new habit doesn't feel so foreign. It doesn't force you to go out of your way to do it. Another habit, you want to start drinking a glass of water in the morning, drink it while you're making your morning coffee. New habit, current habit. Attaching the new habit to the current habit. You want to fit reading your book into your already built routine, try reading your book while you walk on the treadmill if you already put time to go into the gym. Another good example, if you have a job and you're trying to start going to the gym consistently after work, pick out your gym outfits for the next day while you're picking out your work outfits for the next day. New habit, current habit, attaching the new habit to the current habit so it doesn't feel like a hassle to do the new habit. For me, sticking to a good morning routine isn't the easiest for me. Waking up super early isn't that easy for me, but if I have a good night routine, it just naturally happens. You know, going to bed on time, you naturally wake up on time. Planning out my outfits the night before, setting alarms, winding down at a certain time. For me, I have to turn the blue light off on my phone, turn my LED lights off, turn my brightness down, turn everything down and off by a certain time, because it'll be 2 in the morning and I'm like, why can I go to sleep? And I realize my phone brightness is all the way up, the blue light is on, and my LED LED lights are on. So, and sleeping by a certain time just naturally sets you up for an easy morning. Implement healthy habits in your current lifestyle in a way that's sustainable and easy to achieve. If you typically don't work out at all during the week, why set yourself the goal to work out 5 days a week out of nowhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, start with just working out 2 days a week. That'll be easy to achieve. In your mind, you'll tell yourself,
that's easy, I can definitely do that.
Then do it. Like, do what's easy first. That's personally how I trick my brain to do anything. This tip is literally for dummies. Like, our brains are so complex but so simple when you think about it. You just have to trick your brain into thinking it's easy, get attached to doing what's easy, get that rolling, and in no time, working out 5 days a week will be so easy for you. Waking up early will be super easy for you. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta trick your brain. Tip number 3. This one is super duper important for girlies that have anxiety like me. You have to learn how to regulate your nervous system, okay? Get rid of all your anxiety and depression triggers. Because if you're like me, there are a lot of things that can trigger you into anxiety attacks and depressive episodes. And for me, those typically ruin my entire day or my entire week, if not managed. In order to change your life, you have to have a different mindset shift. So if your mind is always in a place of fight or flight, how are you ever gonna have any space to actually do anything positive and change your life for the better? So if there's a bunch of people or things around you that are constantly triggering you, that make you feel like crap and just don't benefit you in any way, shape, or form, please remove them. Seriously. The friends that just gossip too much and are just negative Nancy's all the time, spend a little less time with them. Foods that make you feel sluggish and anxious, indulge in less. Because for example, with me, after I drink alcohol, I'm so anxious and depressed the next day. So I know not to drink. I mean, alcohol is literally a depressant or something like that. It's gonna make you feel weird the next day. So when I know the next couple days they're important to me to have a good mindset, I know to avoid alcohol. Pay attention to your friends that drink too much. Notice their mindset. Notice how they constantly feel. I try to always get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. 8 hours or even 9 hours. Because if not, I'm sluggish the entire day and typically can never complete my goals for the day if I'm literally fighting falling asleep. Just learn preventative things when it comes to your nervous system. Learn how to calm yourself down. When you feel like your mind is starting to race, learn some breathing techniques. I know for me, when I'm feeling a little anxious or my mind is just racing, I get like a pain in my chest right here. It's really scary. So I immediately am like, okay, stop whatever you were just thinking about. Stop and breathe. And I just okay. I notice that I'm starting to get a little depressed. I'm like, okay, can I clean my room? If I can, go ahead and do that. Have I eaten? If I have, is it healthy? If it's not, let me go ahead and eat something that's balanced. You know, figure out what stressful situations you could be in and try to avoid them as much as possible. A dysregulated nervous system can put you in survival mode. And if any of y'all are familiar with survival mode, like I am, you'll know that it doesn't allow any space for goals or healthy routines or anything. When you are in survival mode, you just think about eating, sleeping, living. That's it. There's no space to try to feel better. You're just here. And we don't want that. We want to feel in control. We don't want to feel like we're surviving. We want to feel like we're living. Tip number 4. Do things that you're afraid of. Do things that you've never done. I will always recommend this tip. In every single tip video that I make, I will always recommend doing things that you have never done before. Because how do you expect to change your life if you're doing the same thing that you're doing yesterday or the day before or the month before or the year before? If you want your life to change, you must do things you've never done before. Start getting into sports. Start new hobbies. Start new conversations with people that you've never had before. Bet on yourself. Literally do things like, I bet I can do this in a week. I bet I can do this in a month. I bet I could do that better than this person did this. Or I bet I could try this new thing and actually be good at it. Bet on yourself, you guys. Take risks and learn to be okay with failing. You know, bet on yourself, of course, on things that may be a little more unserious. You know, maybe not bet on your entire house and your car and things like that, but just bet on your ability to do things and just see if you can do it. The real reason why people have trouble accomplishing their goals is because they do the same things the old versions of themselves would do. If you're trying to start working out consistently when you're someone that never has before, you can't run back to that same routine that the old version of you would do, because that old version of you has never worked out consistently. So why would you follow the same steps, the same routine, the same mindset that that version of yourself would follow when it doesn't correlate at all to the new habits that you're trying to build? Following the habits of the old version of yourself is just playing it safe and just doing what you're sure of, which is just going to keep you in the same place, unfortunately. If you really want to get ahead and actually change your life, life, you have to start taking risks and attempting things you have zero experience in. There's a first time for everything. Like, that's genuinely the most realistic way that you can actually start to see a huge difference in your life. You know, if you aren't really ready for big changes and for things to really start to skyrocket, you can kind of do the same things that you've always done before, you know, progress just a little bit by day. Progress is still progress, you know. But if you've been craving a huge change, for things to change overnight, for things to literally just blow up, you have to start doing things you've never done before. Tip number 5, a love more, hate less mindset. You have to start practicing gratitude. Having gratitude is very important. Stoicism, if I think that's how you say it, stoicism or something like that. If you've never heard of it, definitely check it out. Stoicism is the endurance of pain or hardship without the display of feelings and without complaint. Meaning life could throw anything at you, but you still find the beauty in it. You let yourself go through it, but you still found a way to look at the positive of it all. Living in the present moment and learning how to rest and just enjoy life. Many people start the new year with all these goals and all these ambitions, and when they try to go for them and it doesn't work out the way that they want it to, they start to beat themselves up about it, start saying that they can never do anything. It's just another year where they flop or can't succeed. They just are mean to themselves. They look at it as the glass half empty perspective. You have to start being grateful for even the opportunity to change your life. There are people in this world that do not have the same opportunities that you have, that don't have the same resources that you have to even have a thought of even changing their lives. You are so blessed to even attempt to change your life in the way that you want to. You should be grateful for even the chance to embark on a new journey. Be happy that you can try again and again and again and again and have something to strive for every day. You have to shift your mindset around your goals. They're not things that you need to do or you have to do and your life will suck if you don't accomplish them. Change your mindset to you want these things. You get to do these things. You get to try to accomplish them. It's fun to try and be better, and it'll feel like a game. It'll just be like something you want to do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to change your life. You can actually just stay the exact same that you were last year, that you actually want to change your life. It's exciting to think that you could have a better life, that you could even get closer to a better life. The idea of it is fun. Chasing something better is fun. If you think about it, if we had everything that we ever wanted right away, as soon as we tried, where would the fun be? Literally, the fun is in failing. The fun is in getting in routine just to get out of it, just to get back in it, just to get out of it. That's the fun of it all. Think of it as just a fun little game, you guys. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. Tip number 6, building a community. Something that I had to learn as a young adult, a young lady coming up in her early 20s. I've learned to find support from friends and family and people that genuinely love and want what's best for me. I learned to surround myself with people that genuinely want to see me win and that will congratulate me on my successes and support me during my lows. Open yourself up to love. I know last year, if you guys have been following, when I ran away to Florida, I was determined to run away and do life by myself. And you know, I learned what I learned. It was a learning experience. It was a learning opportunity. I learned a lot. But doing that by myself, I didn't have to be alone. And I know while I was there, I cried a lot about feeling like I was alone, feeling like I had no one. But when I came back home, I realized I'm like, wait, I do have a support system. I do have people that love me and that want to see me succeed. If I ask for help, I will get the help. I just have to be open to receiving love, open to asking for help, be open to building that community of support around me. Like, for example, if you're starting a new gym, don't just go in, put your headphones in and zone everyone out. Go in, make conversations with people. If you notice the same person every time you go, say hi, introduce yourself, exchange each other's social media, phone numbers, reach out, talk, build friendships, build connections with people that have similar goals to you. For me, becoming a content creator, instead of just doing it all on my own, not really talking to anyone about the process, not really asking anyone for help, doing it all alone, it's not that great. So what I've done, I have mutuals on TikTok now where I just like have a community of people that have the same amount of followers as me, trying to post and be successful on TikTok and social media as well. Follow each other, we support, we show up for each other. When we notice the other is gone, we say, hey, hope you're doing okay, just checking on you, miss your videos. Like, we do things like that. We support each other. When I'm going through my hardships with content and when I'm just feeling down, I actually try to talk about it with my family a little more instead of just like hiding in my room and not really expressing myself. Before, I would just rot away and go through it alone, but now I try to be vocal about it, even if it feels feels icky and hard to talk about my feelings, I'm getting better at doing it. Like, I just ask for help. I don't go through things alone now. Life is too short. Feelings and life is just such a experience. I wouldn't want you, anyone in this world, to have to experience human emotions by themselves, especially the difficult ones. Going through so much and keeping it all in your own brain is not productive. You spend most of your time overthinking, overanalyzing, just processing so many difficult things by yourself. You just waste all that time when you could talk about it to someone and get it off your chest. They offer you some advice and you find some clarity and process the emotions. You get through it and you move on. And I love the community that I have right now. I feel a lot more supported and life feels so much easier for me now that I know I have people in my corner that I can call upon if I need them. And tip number 7, the last tip, which I personally feel like is a very important tip, is healing your inner child. You have to do things that the younger you would want to do. Our whole purpose in life is to follow those desires that were instilled in us at birth. Every single last individual human has their own dreams and desires that are different than the next person. And it's our purpose here on earth to follow those dreams and to try our best to achieve them. A lot of us carry a lot of baggage from our childhood, not being able to do things that we wanted to do as kids, the ways that we were hurt, the ways that we weren't loved. We carry that with us growing up into adulthood and just on for the rest of our lives. But we can't let those things hold us back anymore, and not to just shrug them off and get them off of you. No, like, picture that child in you. Love them the way that they always wanted to be loved. Become that person that you needed to see growing up. One thing that I do to help heal my childhood wounds is by practicing shadow work. I know that kind of sounds a little scary. I know when I first looked into it, I'm like, is this some witchcraft? Like, this sounds scary. But shadow work is basically doing the work to get to know that shadow side of yourself, the part of yourself that is overlooked but follows you everywhere you go. Asking yourself, why do I feel uncomfortable talking about my feelings? Why is it that I push people away when they genuinely love me? Why is it that I work myself too much? Why is it that I live my life the way that I do? Understand what parts of your past that you're holding on to that could be hindering you and moving forward in your life. The way that you used to talk to yourself in the past, the ways that maybe your family spoke to you, you don't have to talk to yourself like that now. Don't allow for other people to talk to you like that anymore. Stand up for yourself, and now you talk to yourself much better. Don't let your past mistakes define who you are now and who you'll be in the future. Who you are now is different than who you were a day ago, a month ago, a year ago. Each day, each week, each month, each year is a clean slate to become a better version of yourself. I know for me, especially as a Gemini, the idea of becoming a new version of myself is so exciting. The idea of staying the same is a lot scarier than actually changing my life. I'd rather change my life constantly than be the same. That's just in my nature. I constantly am evolving, and I love that. Just doing things and becoming the woman that I've always envisioned for myself. I am literally her. Every day I am becoming her. If I told 13-year-old me that this is who I am, this is the life that I live, these are the things that I do, these are the people that I surround myself with, she would be so shocked, because then it felt impossible to just feel like I was someone that really was doing something. I knew it was always in me, but I always felt like I was kind of in the background. Definitely that like main character, but didn't know she was the main character type arc. Now I'm definitely the main character of my life, and I just love life. I really want you guys to love life as well. I want you guys to be able to feel like you're getting ahead, that you were 3 steps behind and now you're 5 steps forward. I really want you to feel like you are finally taking the steps that you need to take in order to achieve the life that you've always felt like you deserve. At the end of the day, I will always just say, love life. Don't compare. Don't try to have a life that isn't yours. Genuinely learn what you want your life to be like and take every day as an opportunity to get closer to that life. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips, and I hope you guys enjoyed this second part to my self-help series on how to become that better version and higher version of yourself. We have one more part to this series where we're actually going to be applying all of these steps that I've given you guys and actually changing my life. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe. A lot of videos coming out. I want you guys to be on this journey with me of reaching monetization. I'm just so excited to just be a content creator. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe. Alright, bye.